Yes, fight fans, Jay's Fight Talk here with another Mystic Murphy fight prediction video previewing the main card that these two guys are headlining for the UFC Middleweight Championship in the early hours of Sunday morning in Perth, Western Australia. Right then, Li Jingliang, the Leech, fights Carlos Prates. Now, I don't know much about Carlos Prates. I know enough about Li Jingliang to know that he's never in a boring fight. Even when he's lost, the fights have been absolute madness. As I said, don't know much about Carlos Prates other than don't judge the man by his 19-6 record. I think most of his 6 losses were in his first 7 or 8 fights, and then he's been on some crazy mad tear. Now I've gone for a submission. Carlos Prates, 3rd round submission against the Leech. I just see it being sort of tit for tat for 2 rounds, and then I just see him getting hold of the Leech and submitting him either by arm bar or some kind of leg lock. So I've gone for a 3rd round submission for Prates. Next fight. Wow, this could headline any card. Tai Tuivasa, the Shoey King. God, that thing is disgusting, but fans love it. Against Jairzinho Rosenstruik. For me, Ty's got to win this fight. He can't go on a 5-fight skid. I think if he loses this fight, I don't think the UFC will cut him, but he'll certainly go even further down the cards. I know he's a fan's favourite, but you know, you've got to start winning, Ty. And I don't think this fight is the one to do it. I think Jairzinho Rosenstruik's striking is just crisper and cleaner. I know he's an experienced kickboxer. Tai Tuivasa is more of a street fighter. I think if Ty can get it into a dogfight, then he's got every chance of winning by KO. But I think Jairzinho Rosenstruik will keep him at arm's length, certainly. Maintain distance, control the centre of the cage, and I see Jairzinho Rosenstruik stopping Tai Tuivasa in the 2nd round. This fight, for me, will be fight of the night. Dan, the Hangman Hooker, is facing off against Matthias Gamrot. Now, Gamrot, if I was him, I would be super pissed. I think he's been the backup fighter. He was the backup fighter, I think, for when Islam fought Volk. When Volk stepped in, even though Gamrot had weighed in as the backup fighter, he just got shafted. Hope he got paid for that. And he's not been given an easy night here. I know Dan Hooker's coming off a few losses and whatnot, but Dan Hooker, what can I say about Dan Hooker? He's one of the toughest mofos in the UFC. He's an absolute savage. Matthias Gamrot is a savage himself, but I just think at home, with a bit between his teeth, he's had plenty of time out to rest and recuperate. I think that Dan Hooker will stop Matthias Gamrot in the 2nd. Yes, I did just say that. Dan Hooker will knock out or stop by TKO in the 2nd round Matthias Gamrot. You heard it here first. Probably not first, but you heard it here. I'm sticking with that. Hangman Hooker for the win. And he'll get a 50k bonus. Next fight, we've got Kara France against Steve Erceg. Erceg's the home fighter. Kara France is a proud Maori New Zealander. Now, for me, Steve Erceg is just that bit better than Kara France. Kara France has mixed it with some of the best. He's come up short a couple of times and he's beaten some of the best. Steve Erceg is one of the new generation. He has had he's coming off a title loss against Pantoja. No shame in that loss. That fight was fairly close. Pantoja just had the edge. But Steve Erceg went into his backyard. This time he's at home. He's the hometown hero. And I think Steve Erceg will submit Kara France in the 2nd round and walk away as Dan Hooker with a 50k bonus. Wow. What can I say about the main event? We have Israel, the last style bender. No, I'm back to front. This one. Is it? We'll be fighting this guy, Dricus du Plessis. Now, I have fallen victim to the con that is Dricus du Plessis. He's shit. His cardio's no good. He's useless. Just fight at a high pace. You'll tire him out and you'll stop him. How's that worked out for everybody? Because this guy is now at the top of the tree. I think his herky-jerky, unorthodox style is what has got him as far as we see him today. He's had a nose operation, so I think that's helped his cardio. I don't think he ever had an issue with cardio. I just think that's helped him get even more out of his engine, so to speak. I think the style and the way he fights with his mouth open just makes him look sloppy and unorthodox and tired. That style is absolutely fantastic. You can't read him. He doesn't fight in patterns. And I think Israel Adesanya is going to struggle to find his timing, distance, and range. But I do believe that Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya, is going to win this fight. I have flipped and flopped, and I thought that he was too emotionally invested. But I'm now thinking the fact that he is emotionally invested is going to make him stick to a game plan. I think his coach, Eugene Behrman, is one of the best tacticians in the game, very underrated. I think Israel is more than just a kickboxer. I think he's a well-rounded MMA fighter. His takedown defense is pretty damn good. And I think that he will rip the title away from DDP and put himself firmly back at the top of the middleweight tree. For me, I have gone for Israel Adesanya on points, but I think he, after 2 rounds, will just be pop-shotting DDP, and I think he will pull away from him, and I think we will see him win this fight by 4 rounds to 1. Those are my fight predictions for UFC 305. As always, guys and girls, let me know what you think in the comments below. You'll probably tell me my videos are shit, as most of you have been doing. Don't care. I enjoy doing them, and I've got people that enjoy watching them. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Keep punching. See you on the other side, fight fans.